Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. So I've been getting a lot of just comments on the SPY and what I think is going to happen today and possibly the rest of the week, in the month of September. And to be straight, to be very upfront, I am extremely bearish on the S&P 500, strictly because we are overbought on the stock, and it does like we are going to be closing a bear month for September. And the weekly, again, keep in mind, we are going to be closing a stronger bear candle on the bear side for the bear cycle that we started back on September 7th. So it's been consistently getting stronger and stronger, right? We had a level of 3, then 5, then we dropped to like 3 or 3.5, and then right now we're at 7.26. So looking at previous what is it called, drops on the S&P 500, we're not too far off from what's happened before, right? So bear, weekend bear, and then a strong bear candle. Same thing right here, right? So you have, consistently strong bear candles on the reverse MACD, and then you have one last drop, and then you run to the upside. As of right now, I still think we have another, 1 or 2 more weeks of bear momentum, and I do think there's a strong chance that we go down to 425. But keep in mind, we haven't closed a bear month since February of last year for the SPY, so we don't know exactly where this is headed, right? Like these are my forecasts. Worst case scenario, we have the SPY back at 386 and then 362. And these are forecasted for to match the average drop after we close a bear month. So I am on the bear side, right? I am a little bit biased. If we do close the month of September bearish, I'm buying puts, right? I'm buying a couple of puts 2 months out just in case, because you don't know what's going to happen. But I am, I'm bearish on the S&P 500 right now. There is a gap that got created up here. So actually, let me add that in because I don't want to forget a little bit later. But we do have a gap in between 440 and like 442. So we can definitely go back and retest that or fill it. But keep in mind, that's above previous resistance of like 440-ish, 439.64. So, we have to break resistance to actually fill that gap. I think eventually we will fill that gap, but I think for now, there's a lot of momentum to the downside. Even right now at the 200 MA touching on the 4-hour, it still doesn't look really good. I don't really use the MAs all that much unless I'm trading short term. But everything right now just looks consistently bearish to me. Like, look at these heavy drops on the bear cycles from on the hour. Look at that big heavy drop. And then what happened here? We had a bullish cycle created on this candle, and all we're doing is dropping down on the hours. So, if I had to guess, I'd say, I would say I'm pretty confident we're going to 425. It's just everything right now looks like we're going to be dropping even further. And especially after the month closes bearish, I'm buying puts because there's a strong chance that we can drop to 425. Like, I think there's a very strong chance that we drop to 425 in the coming weeks. But, after we close the month bear, there's the likelihood of touching or going back to, the likelihood of us going back to possibly to fill this gap at $400 is very, very likely. So I think minimum, if I had to actually do a price target, I'd say within the next 2 months, we might see a $400 SPY. And then even worse, if that actually gets filled, I think we're going to 388 because keep in mind, there's no major resistance or support on that filled gap of $400. So if we do fill that, I don't think we're going to bounce back up to 413. I think we're actually going down to 388. So as of right now, I'm not touching the SPY. Don't really care about the S&P 500 unless the month closes bearish, in which case I will buy puts for like 2 months out. But yeah, I am bearish on the S&P 500, and I think there's still a lot of room for us to drop. I definitely think there's a lot of room for us to drop. And then news is not in the favor of the S&P 500, especially with a possible shutdown of the government maybe happening this Friday. The debt ceiling possibly not getting raised. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on right now. I'm happy I'm not fully in the market because I have a lot of liquid right now, and I'm just kind of standing on the sidelines to see what's gonna happen. But yeah, I think the SPY is gonna go down, man. I think we're gonna see a 425 a 425 SPY, and then if we close the month bearish, my forecast starts getting extremely bearish, to where I think the 400 gap is gonna get filled, and we possibly drop even further to 388. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye bye.